Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. For the people that don't know me, hey, I am Marsh. I'm the #1 Bloodhound on Apex Legends currently. And for the people that do know me, welcome back. I love you guys. Thank you guys for being here as usual and supporting me. So today I'll be telling you guys what to do in 1v3 situations to come out on top most of the time. Before we do get into it, I do want to thank you guys for the recent support on all the videos. The past videos have been doing very well. 10 times my expectations, 20 times my expectations. I can't thank you guys enough for the support. We also stream on Twitch every single day. We stream mostly ranked this season, so feel free to come check us out on Twitch. The link will be in the description below, and I'll be putting it on screen right now. For this video, I do want to be able to break a like goal. So this is the first like goal I'm going to set. With the recent support, I think we could hit 300 likes on this video. If you guys can make that come true, that'd be absolutely amazing. And if ever this video does help, remember to sub, to like, and to share this to a friend who needs to hear how to do this, because we all have that one friend that absolutely throws it every time. So today in 1v3s, there is a lot of content that I'm going to be giving out right now. A lot of information that you guys are going to have to retain, but again, most of this information or these things you have to do doesn't have to be perfect, such as, for example, general knowledge of the map or what guns they have. It doesn't have to be perfect. You just have to have somewhat clue of what they're using, what they have. So the first step in winning a 1v3, this might surprise you guys, some of you Octane or Wraith mains that think you're Asu or fucking Stormin or whatever, don't take the 1v3. You're not a god. I don't win all my 1v3s. I actually lose most of my 1v3s. I lose some of my 1v2s. No player in their right mind wins all of their 1v3s, and especially somebody who's looking at this video right now, you probably don't win all your 1v3s. So the first thing you want to do, be a good teammate. Go get your teammates banners, win that game with them. It is that much more satisfying, and you know what? Sometimes it's just not worth winning if you're not with your team. But again, sometimes you get little Timmy who runs all the way to Skyhook when you're in Dome and you can't get his banner, or the enemy team is sitting on it, or it fell in a lava pit, or you just cannot get it for whatever reason. Now that's completely fine, but now you're forced to take a 1v3. So step 2 into taking a 1v3. So step 1 is not taking it. Now if you are forced to take it, the first thing you're going to want to do is assess the situation. What legends are they using? What are their abilities? What can they do? Can they take height? Can they outrun you? What can they do? Then you want to look at your legends and what your advantages are with your legend. For example, Bloodhound can get a speed boost and threat vision, know where they are. That's what I use most of the time to win my 1v3s. Octane can outrun and outstrafe people. Valkyrie can take height. Pathfinder can take height. Caustic can trap up a building and make a push nearly impossible. Watson can block up an entire room and make ordnance completely useless. Know your legend in and out. A legend is very crucial to how you win a 1v3, and what they're using too, and how you assess that situation is going to determine whether or not you come out of there alive. After you're done knowing everything about the legend situation, you're gonna want to know what guns they are using. Now this is probably one of the hardest things to do. The only way you can really tell is if you have a sniper and you scope in on them when they're running towards you or anything, or if you've seen them on the kill feed, your teammates tells you what they're using. Now this is one where it's optional because it can help you. It can be very, very useful to know what guns they have. For example, if they're all rocking G7s and 30-30s and whatnot, the last thing you're going to want to do is play long range with them. Then that's how that becomes useful. If they're all running R9s and Mastiff, playing long range is all you're going to want to do. But that is very hard to determine. I usually just skip this step right away. But if you can, do it. Know what guns they're using. And the last thing you want to do, where are you? Where are them? Where are they compared to you? How long is it going to take for them to get to you if you are taking the 1v3? And have a general knowledge of the map around you. Where are the climbing spots? Where are the head peaks? Where is height? Where can they push you? Where can you peek? Everything about that map, know it in and out. That map is going to save your ass. The amount of times I have done a climb on somebody and he is just there struggling, trying to climb a wall and doesn't know how to, and I can just beam him or beam his teammate on top. Know your map. It is so useful, and it is not useless to learn the map. So now that you've done that, Again, this is all quick thinking, so you don't have time to go to your grandma's house, get your favorite pink notepad and your fluffy pen and write all of that down. Make sure you study it for the next morning's exam and write it down. You have to do this all in like 5 seconds. Just assess all of it. You guys are smart. Just do it as fast as you can. You don't have to know everything, but again, every single one of these pieces of information is going to help you in different ways during that 1v3. The third step to winning those 1v3s, now this is where everything comes in play. If you can't escape the 1v3 in step 1, that failed. Then you assess the situation in step 2 because you know they're coming. Step 3 is the hardest one. Ideally, you want to separate every single one of them. Now, this isn't easily done. Most of the good teams are going to stay stuck together, nut to butt. They're going to push you together, and in most of the situations, you're completely fucked. No matter how good a player is, you put 3 kids shooting at him while he's shooting at them, he's coming out of there dead the entire time. You're gonna want to keep the maximum amount of distance between them and you, as killing somebody close range is much easier than killing them far range. Now, what that distance is going to do is going to help you, and what you're going to want to do with that distance is you want to make sure you at least knock one of them or get 1 or 2 of them low before you come in close range with them. Now, I cannot stress this enough. This is the most important part of the 1v3. You fail this, you fail your 1v3 90% of the time. 1v3s are extremely hard. No player has over 50% chance of coming out of there alive unless you're in a bot lobby. Now, if you try to turn it into 1v3 and you beam one of them off the rip, it is much easier. Now, the other things you're gonna want to do is, with the general knowledge of the map that you should have, get on high ground. High ground is your best friend. Combine high ground with a head peak. For example, look at train station in Capital West, where there is this little glass panel and this staircase going in the train station. You can stand on those stairs and head peek while you're on height. Now, this is extremely hard to kill somebody there because you see the top half of their forehead and they see all of your body. It is so much harder to kill somebody who's on height and using head peeks, playing it smart rather than flashy. You're going to win your 1v3s a lot more if you use your height and cover. Now, be mindful of where the loot is. If you're running a 1v3, most likely either your team is dead or there's boxes nearby, there's loot somewhere. Be mindful of where the shield swaps are, where the ammo is, maybe where you left grenades or prepared shield swaps if you had time. That is going to help you if you get beamed. Again, most of the time you're going to want to turn this to 3 1v1s. I can't stress this enough. 3 1v1s are so much easier to win than multiple people shooting at you once. Use height zip lines to confuse the enemy. For example, again, Capital, the 5-stack building with the zip lines on the 2 sides. Use that. The enemy doesn't know which floor you're on. They're gonna have to go. Most of the time, they're not gonna go on floors together. They're gonna check each one of them individually. Wait a zip line. Focus one, knock him first. It's a 2v1. You got it much easier now, because one of them is gonna try to stick a res and the other one is gonna try to find you or cover. While one is busy, you can beam either or. Now, once you've done all that, try to have a plan most of the time. Again, with height, you know where height is, you know where the head peaks are. If they do this, what can I do? Again, you're legend. If Pathfinder grapples on me, I have this much time before the Octane can have his jump pad, or the Valkyrie's already used her ultimate, or the Gibby's already used his bubble. Know what they did, make a plan with that, make sure you stay on top of which abilities have been used and not. Use your abilities to win those 1v1s, those 2v1s. For example, if you're running a Gibby is extremely hard to push in a bubble. Make sure you have a shotgun to take advantage of your bubble. Even 2 people in a bubble it's crazy hard to kill a Gibby. A good Gibby will strafe his bubble and use his shotgun, so make sure you use your abilities to your advantage. Arc Stars. If you have to pick any grenade, pick Arc Stars. They're your best friends. You stick a guy, he's basically dead. You stick 2 guys, you basically won. Another thing you don't want to do is, if you're on height, if you knock one, don't overextend it. If you have to, let them get the res or try to throw grenades at them. Overextending is so bad when you're 1v3s, and I see so many people do it. Let's say you knock one, again, train station situation. You knock one, he's on low ground, somebody starts resing, the other guy's covering. You try to push out of there to go beam or thirst or whatnot. It's not happening. The guy's gonna cover, the guy who's rezzing is gonna stop rezzing, and you're stuck on equal ground in a 2v1 with no cover. You're dead. Don't overextend. If you lose as much health or more than the first guy you down, you get the fuck out of there. There's no way you're gonna win this 1v3 if already the first guy beamed you. They're decent players. Unless you are safe and on height. Again, height is your best friend. You're gonna want to use that height. If you're safe to heal, go for it. If not, you get out of there and you reposition, retake that 1v3 until you win it, and reposition and reposition. If you have Octane and Bloodhound or any movement character, you could do this quite easily. Again, if you're Gibby, Caustic, Watson, it's a little different. You're gonna want to bunker up. It's a lot harder to push you, and you can heal in that. Again, a defensive legend is useful, a reposition legend is useful, a height legend is useful. All of them have their different perks. This video is probably going to end soon, so make sure you keep all of this in mind. Assess the situation, know whether you're using what you have. Be mindful of the loot, depending on their legend, where you can get height, where you can get head peaks. Make sure to separate it into separate 1v1s. You want to take 3 1v1s and not 1 3v1. And remember all the tips. If you take more damage than the first guy you fry, you get out. And be mindful of arc stars, of loot, of shield swaps. Don't overextend. And the first thing you want to do again is fry one out of the open, because a 2v1 is just that much easier to win than a 3v1. Now, I hope all these tips help. This video was sort of like jumbled together, so I hope it's not too confusing. But again, if it does help you, make sure you do tag a friend that needs to hear this. And if not, then, well, I hope that you guys can find tips to help you.